we got through it. Then I realized why my YouTube channel opened when I was looking at the comments that are coming through on my YouTube channel.
Oh, gotcha.
Warner Brothers will replace rotten DVDs. I don't know if Michael from Retro Blasting is listening. He may know about this already.
Well, I did send him the article through Patreon, but whether or not he's read it, I don't know. He's been real busy with some projects he's working on right now. Looking forward to a big Rogue One video coming very, very soon. That's had all of his attention.
Is this for the video game or the book series? Or is this for the movie that never came to be?
Yeah, what he's looking at is he's comparing the movie we got to the movie that was filmed and not released.
Rogue One, not Rogue Squadron. Yeah. I understand.
Oh yeah, no, Rogue One.
I got it confused.
Piecing it together from footage from promos that scenes that were filmed and then not used, lines that were different, things that were out of context, and he's got a really good idea of what the movie actually would have been before all the rewrites and pickup scenes and whatnot.
It might have been better. I don't know. Yeah.
This is what he's implying, and I'm really looking forward to his video on that. But be that as
there was a whole nother movie that existed before Kathleen Kennedy and the brass stepped in. I don't know what that movie was, but we'll never know.
But what I can tell you is that as a Patreon member over on Retro Blasting, he was sharing with us. He did an analysis of his most popular videos of all time on his channel, and one of them happens to be the one about Warner Brothers DVD rot.
Yeah. He was one of the people that broke this.
Yes, he was.
But here's the article. There is no better way to protect the art you love and ensure it is always available for the enjoyment than physical media. We know that some people enjoy keeping tabs on the licensing agreements, expiration dates, and streaming availability of every title they could want to watch. But for our money, a good Blu-ray is much more convenient. That is, unless the disc was a Warner Brothers release produced between 2006 and 2008. A rash of disc rot plaguing discs produced by Warner Brothers between those years has been ruining collections for years, with reports beginning as early as 2020. At long last, the studio has announced a soothing ointment in a statement to Joe Blow. Warner Brothers is offering to replace rotting discs produced between 2006 and 2008. Warner Brothers Home Entertainment is aware of potential issues affecting select DVD titles manufactured between 2006 and 2008, and the company has been actively working with consumers to replace defective discs. Where possible, the defective discs have been replaced with the same title. However, as some of the affected titles are no longer in print or the rights have expired, consumers have been offered an exchange of a title of like value. Consumers with affected product contact customer support team at whv@wbd.com. I have to really get on this myself. This is going to be a pain in the butt. Mm-hmm. This is going to be a project over the summer. I have to see what I have that's rotting. Yeah.
Yeah, I have to admit, I'm in the same situation where I haven't really paid attention to going through my Warner Brothers back catalog. And seeing which ones might or might not.
It's also TV series, not just movies.
Yes.
It's also their TV series, not just the movies. Yeah.
I was actually in a good position. Speaking of Michael French, I was able to help him out with a copy of a particular couple of discs from a particular season of The Adventures of Superman, the old George Reeve serial. And I said, look, at the time we were not getting any word from Warner. And I'm like, well, screw it. I'll just make you a copy of these discs and send them to you. And that's exactly what I did. And I made the files available to him in case the encoding wasn't right or whatever. And it's like, look, come at me, and I'll freaking sue you for this situation. You put us in a situation where we bought the things and then they rotted because it was, I don't know. It was on your end and you weren't making good on it. And it took this long for them to make good on it. And so that's why a part of that is, yeah, exactly. And then there's a part of this where they say, well, and if it's not available because it's no longer licensed, we'll, replace it with something else. And it's like, that would not have been a problem if you'd have gotten on this immediately, but you did not. And it's not like you weren't made aware of this by numerous people.
Yeah. Oh, that's what this looks like. Sorry, I didn't have the article up. I have seen several Warner Brothers discs. I want to keep something in mind to you. They don't always look like they don't always look like this. Sometimes they look perfectly clean and they're still stuttering.
Case. Yeah, this is they have to make it visual for the purpose of an article. But yeah, you might not be able to tell just by looking at it.
A lot of their classic movies, we have a copy of, I was looking at a copy, I work for a certain public institution that has discs, and I was looking at a copy of A Streetcar Named Desire recently, and got a note from somebody that didn't play, and I was going to see about cleaning it, but the whole back has that weird opaque look. That is disc rot. I've seen it before, and it comes in different forms. Sometimes this looks perfectly okay. I had Goodfellas on DVD. In fact, if you remember, I think I was on a street when you had Paulie on for our Goodfellas rewatch, and my disc froze up while I was watching with you guys, the disc froze up, and I was getting a little flustered by that during that stream because I hardly watched that disc, and I didn't know what had happened. I take care of my stuff, and I think it was one of those faulty Warner Brothers DVDs. That's another Warner Brothers release. Also, the original Batman special, sorry, not the Batman special editions, the Superman special editions that came out around the time of Superman Returns. Those DVDs I had, all of them died on me, and I thought it was a fluke manufacturing defect. So I got rid of them, and then I got like the pack that came up with the Donner cut and the Superman. I got like a Blu-ray set of them, which didn't have 3 and 4, but it came with Superman Returns. But because I figured I'm not gonna be able to do it. I wish I'd held on to them. I might have been able to get them replaced. But I don't know what the score is for this. I'm gonna look into it myself. And obviously, people in the home theater community, the DVD community, I know they've been posting lists of affected titles, so that might be easier than you having to check every single disc in your collection. Keep in mind, though, a lot of these are like classic movie discs. A lot of them that came out in sets. I suspect my Dirty Harry set, the fancy set I got, is in particular.
You are actually in a good position, Boomer, to get on your collection that you do have, look at them, evaluate them, and take advantage of this because
I'm going to do it.
And again, if you run into a situation where I
can find receipts, Warner Brothers, if you need those. I can find them.
Right. But if you can't get it replaced because of license, out of print, whatever, talk to me. We'll see if we can't find some other option.
Exchange.
Some other option, just saying. But yeah. And I will try to be disciplined this week about taking and putting out the clips of this Geeky Geezers. And when I do, this segment will be, I will include links to resources for you, including that retro blasting video that I mentioned earlier, the video that he resources in that video, because that YouTuber has a complete catalog of every Warner Brothers DVD affected, so that you can look at your own DVDs and get this situation taken care of. Let's hold them to their word, because
it's your property.
It is exactly right.
I think the original Batman animated series DVDs got affected by this. It was funny. Tom from Midnight's Edge has commented on the disc before this, and not just the Warner Brothers issue. Yeah, it's funny. I remember Midnight's Edge did a commentary on the Batman animated series on Blu-ray, saying how they thought some of the sound on some of the later discs in the set wasn't quite right. So you have to go back to your DVDs, but we can't go back to the DVDs because the DVDs are rotting, and it's like you can't win with Warner Brothers.
Exactly.
Warner Brothers, in my opinion, they have been big pushers of physical media over the years.
Yeah.
They were the big proponents of DVD. They should be the ones who are leaders. And
I know.
Most of the Warner Brothers,
it's a very mixed message, right? Because they unlike some other companies, really have been supporters of physical media. But then to pull something like this, it's like, well, do you or not? I'm not so sure now. you know?
Yeah. Yikes, the Dirty Harry said, yeah, I hadn't thought about that. I'll have to check. Well, I know with Warner Brothers, they're just trying to figure out how to stay afloat, period, right now. But
Right.
again, this used to be a big revenue stream for you selling the movie on physical media. Maybe you need to start thinking
Well,
about
and
that
that might
again.
be why they're addressing it now. They're realizing this may be a little late to the game and going, yeah, if we lose our, this, we're going to lose the revenue stream because we're sure not getting it from streaming. The movies aren't doing so well. Maybe we can sell DVDs of our old stuff if we have the trust of the of our
Customer.
customers.